Okay, friends, thank you for staying with us this afternoon, this morning, for a few more minutes. Hello? Hello? We'll have to do our clapping teacher thing to get everybody quiet and focused today. So thank y'all for staying. I am thrilled to be able to share today some of the visuals after following up with Wesley's excellent message about why we chose, and the building committee and the interior committee chose some of the elements that it chose. I'm going to let William open us up, and then Wesley has the slide controls, so we'll go from there. William, thank you.
How y'all doing? So thank y'all and welcome. We'll have an opportunity. We don't really have an agenda. It's kind of more of a Q&A. Thank you to Wesley for your wonderful message. You know, I've talked to you dozens and dozens and dozens of times over the past so many months. I never knew you could sing that well. That's unbelievable. Very good job. Well, you did good. So, yeah, it's really informal. Just wanted to kind of open it up to a Q&A. Who has questions or whatever. We do have Melinda and Melaine here from the interior design. Of course, Wesley, y'all heard him speak and preach. And then there's the members of the building committee as well. So hopefully we have a good enough team here that can answer any questions that, that you may have. So Wesley, if you want me to, I can just turn it over to you. You can run through the slideshow, kind of a continuation of your sermon.
Melaine, you need to be up here too. That's not just me. That's right. I don't know questions to answer. So are there anything that if we left here today that you had a question about that you want to make sure is addressed? Can you just make sure?
When do we envision breaking ground?
Let me give you a status update on everything going on, and then it'll answer your question the best we can. So the answer, I've told a few people this today, is as fast as we can and as slow as we must. So what is going on is we submitted to the fire marshal a few months ago, and we thought we were hoping we could not have to have engineered stamps on everything to save the church money. But the state just changed the law to require that. And so we have been getting engineered stamps we already had it for our civil, which is to make sure it doesn't flood. We had it for our electrical plan, but we needed it for our air conditioning, we needed it for our plumbing, and we needed it to make sure it was structurally good. So that was 3 different engineers that we needed to get on board to finish out the project so we could resubmit it. So we've been in the works of doing that for the last 2 weeks. We have mechanical and plumbing I've just signed off on their plan. They're going to stamp it this week. The structural engineer just got back with me yesterday. He has finished his design. I'm going to draw it up for him since he's retired, and he'll stamp those drawings. We have the electrical already stamped. We have the civil already stamped. And so as soon as we get all those stamps, we can resubmit it to the fire marshal so that we get our approval. My guess is that'll be about 1 or 2 weeks before that all happens. As soon as we get all those stamps and done, then we can also send it out to bids or talk with contractors to get the numbers simultaneously. So I'm guessing 4 to 6 weeks before we'll have the numbers. And as soon as you agree to numbers, then I'm sure they're pretty anxious to get started, whoever you submit. So that's my guesstimate. But things are really close to getting finalized on the state's end, and then also the contractor end as well. So that's what we're looking at.
So it's my understanding that thank you. So my understanding, the plans have not yet been submitted to the prospective builders yet?
We did submit them initially, but when we got the news that the state is making us get everything engineered, we started getting questions also from the contractor saying, why are these plans not stamped by an engineer? And so we was like, okay, let's put a pause on this. Let's get everything recertified, and then we'll resubmit, send it out.
So they have had a chance to put their eyes on them.
They have all had a chance to put their eyes on it. They all have lots of thoughts and ideas on it, and we're trying to navigate that so that when we resubmit, we'll also have all their wisdom to put back into it. So putting all those things into it. What else?
I guess I have a question for the building committee.
Amen. I like that.
During the course of all this time that has passed, I was curious as to how our building material out of the barn is holding up. Are y'all keeping tabs on it to make sure the old windows and the pews and the rail are all intact and not being infested with insects?
We are, yeah, stand up here with me. So yeah, we went through and had a big process of getting everything out and spraying it for powder post beetles or insects or whatever. A lot of the stuff, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to reuse. The beady board we will, the flooring we will, the beams we're trying to incorporate those in there as well. The windows, when we brought them to a big window builder or whatever, basically they're too far gone. It would be cheaper for us to buy and build new windows than would be to reuse the ones from Hermanville. So we had a conversation the other night about reaching out to somebody like Corbel, the Charlets or whatever, to see if we can sell the material to try to get some of that money so that we can use that towards the building. Any other questions?
So I'll just show you real quick. This is the rendering of the sanctuary. Maybe you've seen it before, but the aspects of the elements of sacred design, I just wanted to demonstrate and show you a little bit. One is the heights in the room. We had to raise the thing about 4 feet from its original design to get more height. Also accentuating with the beams, which I talked about a little bit to showcase that theology and that story. It also makes you vertically look up. The stained glass windows, as you put them in, hopefully will share the gospel story. We see the use of natural materials. The beadboard along the bottom will be reused from the salvaged material. The altar rail that goes on the front, half of it is large enough to use, and then we'll add on to that to build onto it. So I think it's a beautiful thing that when you kneel down at the railing, you will not be the first person who knelt at that rail. It'll have been someone who knelt there for generations to come before you. And then out in the narthex area, we're going to try to reuse the same beadboard on the ceilings. So we're reusing the things that economically is responsible to reuse to get that element of sacredness, but where it is too expensive to reuse something, or like the pews, which were beautiful but are very uncomfortable, we decided we're going to look at ways that we can get the sacredness without, some people, when you're older, it's hard to get up and out of older pews, so it's kind of a responsible thing for our aging congregation to make sure that they're comfortable in the space. So, so just in general, you can. I always forget. I know I made it. So those are kind of the elements we incorporated in. And then the other thing that we wanted to make sure and mention is eventually, I think this picture it shows you what the first phase will be, and this image shows you when you do the second phase, will it add on classrooms and office space and more restrooms. So it's kind of a balanced out approach on the long term.
Sanctuary. What is the capacity for the sanctuary? How many people?
It's been 5 months since I remember calculating that, and I cannot remember. Does anyone else know?
Yeah, so it would be as high as 250. So when you, it could be as high as 250. So when you're calculating space, right, you can go to ChatGPT or whatever Google Web you want to go to, whether it's 15 inches, 18 inches, 24 inches per person, right? So if you got a bunch of kids, you obviously a whole lot more. But the easy math number is 160 to 200-ish. You put chairs down the aisle, of course, it could get a lot greater.
So I believe that there's 12 rows, or there used to be. I don't know if it's been changed, but 12 rows with 10 people basically per side. That's at 24 inches per person, which as we've grown wider is more in line. It can shrink down if you get smaller people, but that's about 240 if everyone's squeezed in. A space feels full at about 80%, so you can do the calculation. About 200 will feel comfortable. You'll feel like so that's get up to 240, and then you'll have a choir that you can add more space in the front, so it can expand and adapt, but that's about the number.
If we continue to grow, we're just going to die.
Going to die? Yeah.
I said if we run out of space, we'll put the church on a diet.
Or an exercise plan.
I just want to recognize that William has already started that trend, and because he is like half the size of when I met him a few months ago. Like, that is quite an achievement.
He's playing pickleball. Okay, my question was something you don't think about, but now that we sit here, is the pews will be bolted to the ground, right? Because is that something y'all noticed since we've been here? When you pull up on the one in front of you? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there room for a choir? Is there enough depth from the pews and a big piano and?
Yes, ma'am. So I laid it all out with the furniture on the stage. I don't know if it's in the plans, but I have done. It has about
Gotcha.
12 to 14 spots for choir. Normally, you could actually add another row to that if you needed to. And then it has space on the right-hand side for a baby grand or...
So regarding the plans for stained glass windows, when we're letting the initial plans out for bids, are we including any stained glass like the stained glass behind the altar, or are we not asking them to bid any stained glass initially?
So yeah, right now it's all clear glass. So that will be additional gifts for each stained glass window as you move forward. It'd be great to have that donor to step up to do that initial middle window, so when you move in, it has the glass.
So, yes.
So we already have a donor who has specifically designated funds to go toward the stained glass in the altar area. So I don't know if we need to price that now or however we want to approach it, but we do have those designated funds.
Okay. I know that they're already, she can probably answer that.
We do plan on meeting with the stained glass expert and telling him, the dimensions. We've met with him, at least Andy from Pearl River out of Jackson, Mississippi, a couple times previously, but it was very early on. We're waiting to see what our additional monies are. But I know how much money we have, and I can share that with him. We may look into talking to someone additionally. But to answer your question, hopefully that money will cover a lot of the altar windows. I'm hoping all 3 of them, because the expense in the windows is more the construction or the millwork than it is the actual stained glass itself.
Has any thought been given to dedication of stained glass windows and pews? Collecting extra money for those individual things?
If you write a check today, we'll put your...
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, I don't have my check.
Oh.
I know several of us have talked about different things, whether it's donating a pew or stained glass or that kind of stuff. We have not finalized how that's going to look and how that's going to work, but yeah, that is definitely an option.
Though every gift we are very grateful for, what we don't want to lose sight of is if we do not have a structure, we have nothing to put a pew in or a window on. So even though it's nice to be able to donate something in honor of your loved one, we do need the structure first.
Any other questions?
You want to talk about interiors? It'll be, yes, slightly stained. I have not updated the drawing.
Okay, yeah, the ceiling, and then the stain color that's shown there is going to be more like this stain color. It's going to be darker
Yes.
than what's there.
Yes.
Or more like a provincial color.
Yes.
Say beaded or V-groove? Oh. It's going to be beaded or V-groove? Oh, I'm Elaine Landry. I'm working on all the design. So anyway, so that's the only changes I see on there from what we talked
The
about.
ceiling will be a darker color.
Yeah, but not as dark as this, not
Yeah,
as dark
it'll
as
be
the
a light
beams.
stain.
In fact, you'll see it in a little while on the, are the boards on there?
I think that they are.
Yeah, the top left. Yeah.
So one of the aspects that I have come to appreciate is, like I had a church the other day who asked, can we just copy your church and put it on a new property? And I recognize that great architecture not only incorporates sacred architecture, but it also incorporates the culture that you live in. And Melaine has done a wonderful job of incorporating cultural elements that make it unique to this area and who you are as a people. And so a lot of those finishes really help to reflect your culture and the area, and I think that's kind of a great way that we merge the two together.
I'd like to ask a question.
Permission granted.
Some of us are getting a little, few years going down the road here, and wooden pews can be very uncomfortable. Are we going to have any kind of upholstery pillows at least in our pews? Maybe on the rail that we kneel on, have a cushion?
The pews themselves will be cushioned, whether is it the back and the bottom or just the bottom? Just the bottom.
I can't see. I can't see anything on
it. It's just a picture, but yes, the bottom will be cushioned.
Okay. And what about the rail we kneel on?
Yes, it'll be.
Great. Oh,
yep.
That's wonderful.
We want you praying for as long as we can. I heard your prayers this morning.
Any other questions? Yep. Is it about the baby piano?
No, thanks for answering that. So before you got involved, the ceilings were lower, am I?
That's correct.
Man, this is just a great example of you doing such a great job, because that is outstanding when you raise the ceilings like that. So thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, for those of you who remember, we did have the barrel ceiling previously. And Wesley kind of touched on this a little bit about how we went back and forth. Well, I like this, I like this, I like that. I like, we had differences of opinion, and we wouldn't get outside of ourselves and listen to the Lord. But Wesley sent me a picture. I don't know if you have that picture, Wesley.
I don't.
So anyway, he just sent me a picture of, well, this is the church I grew up in. I was like, that's perfect right there. So it's pretty much the church that, I don't know if you grew up in, but you attended as a younger gentleman.
It was.
So he sent a picture of that, and that's kind of pretty much where we landed.
Yep.
Like, why didn't you send that earlier?
The Lord is in his own timing, unfortunately. Melaine probably should. She knows more about them all. But, yep, you should.
So can we flip, like, can you, yeah, I might have to point. Can you make it to where everything's on it?
He just shrunk. He just blew it up so you could see it, and
Oh, so it's hard to go back? Yeah. Okay. Okay, well.
Can you maybe scroll up and see the bottom picture?
Well, I can start a little bit. So our main color, which is, you can't really see it on here, is alabaster, which if a lot of people are familiar with that color, it's a good, safe, neutral, white, not too creamy from Sherwin-Williams. Like I said, the ceilings will be, it's a paint stain by Sherwin-Williams. The beams and the trusses will be stained a darker color, really, really similar to those pews. There'll be a runner down the aisle, which if he gets that back, you'll see it's a dark blue. Also, the pew cushions and the kneelers will be, it's a navy, but it's a printed, and you may not have the cushions on day one, but they will come eventually, is what I'm told. This gale force to the right, it's actually darker than that. It's coming out light. It's going to be an accent color in the narthex, along with the rug, and we can't see anything else. But, yeah, okay. All right, there you go. That's good. So that's the sanctuary runner to the far right. Just an example of the pew. Everything's really looking a little different in color on this screen, so we can always do a printout if we need to for everyone. This is the sanctuary lighting lantern. There's 6 of those. And then go down. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah. And then this one, when you come in the narthex doors from the outside, there'll be 3 lights in a row. And then, of course, that's just an example of a reclaimed floor, but Lynn, will the floors be similar to this width, or are they wider than that? Yeah, that's kind of the look of the floor, so to give y'all an example of that.
Will there also be recessed lights, or y'all calculated that these lights are...
There's recessed lights. Yeah, there's recessed lights, like where that angle is, you might can better answer that.
yeah, the sides on each side will have recessed lighting. The middle section will have the pendant lighting, so it'll be a combination of the two. And there'll be stage lighting recessed that illuminates the platform in the front.
And I think there's...
I've done a study to determine it's sufficient.
Yes, the electrical engineer has made sure it's enough illuminance to do that.
And I think there's recessed lighting in the narthex, too.
Yes, definitely everywhere else.
So can you go to the second board? Sure. Okay. All right, I know this is kind of hard to see, but is that this is the classroom, they voted to do carpet tile in the classrooms just for noise reduction. And then, there's a coffee bar in the fellowship hall that will be painted this color, and it'll have a quartz countertop, which is light, and that top left is the backsplash, and it'll go to the ceiling. Well, if there's cabinets above it, it'll go to the bottom of the cabinet. Yeah, okay. And then, so to keep the look of the old world look of like the wood floors, there is a glue-down commercial rated vinyl flooring that actually looks like old pine. And the design committee has seen that, and I think we're pretty excited about it. So, and again, the coloring's not right, it's dark.
That flooring you just referenced will go in the fellowship hall or the sanctuary?
We'll go in the fellowship hall.
Have real wood in
Real wood in the sanctuary and the narthex. And then, so the old wood will never touch the vinyl. What's going to be in the welcome center, restrooms, down those halls that go like to the classrooms will be a porcelain tile. And that's not shown on, that will, well, that porcelain tile's for the kitchen. I think it's on the one before that. I would help you, but I'm not good at that. Oh, that was it, that's it. Okay, that's the porcelain tile pattern to the top left, and then the colors are to the right of it. And then to the very right is the wall tile that's in both restrooms. And in the men's restroom, the wall tile will go all the way to the ceiling, and in the women's restroom, we're gonna hold it down to about 5 foot to where we can have this wallpaper. And the wallpaper has blue, oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So as I understand, the kitchen is going to have ceramic tile floors?
It's a porcelain tile.
Porcelain?
Yes. And then the cabinets will be, the base of the cabinets will be like a solid color Formica laminate, and then the tops will be, and they're on there, but you can't see them right now. It'll be a different laminate top. Yeah, with a full backsplash.
I'm just curious about ceramic versus vinyl in the kitchen.
I mean, you could run the vinyl in there.
I'm just curious. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just curious. Expense wise, no problem.
Yes, ma'am.
We got tile all over our house, this porcelain tile, and it has been very satisfactory. But one thing I don't like about this thing is laminate. We've used laminate in the past in our home.
No, we don't have any laminate floors.
No, talk about countertops.
Oh, countertops.
I mean, you can buy used stone, and you can go to places fairly inexpensively to do your countertops and things, but don't use laminate. It's been, it was a nightmare.
That's yours. I only picked what was spec'd.
So sometimes I have to be the bad guy to say, I'm trying to help you to afford a building. I know.
But laminate has a
But
long
laminate has
life.
come a long way, and I have used it for 30 years, and there's no issues with it. We build cabinets out of them and countertops with, and they've been proven for generations. So it's actually, it's more indestructible than any wood material that you'll put in. And you'll see it in commercial buildings. If you probably don't know it because laminate doesn't look like laminate anymore. But you're around it all the time because it's indestructible pretty much. And they put it in public spaces so it doesn't get broken.
So a good way to imagine what the kitchen cabinets look like is when you go in a doctor's office in the exam room, that little counter is laminate base, usually a solid color, and then a laminate top in a different color. And I go in houses that were built in the 50s and 60s, and the laminate still looks great. May not look aesthetically great, but it's it's not worn out.
For those work areas in the kitchen, I guess if you have porcelain tile, you could put a rubber.
You'll have to put, yeah, you'll have to put
Standing in front of the stove.
all the time, yes.
So all your slides, that's
Oh, yeah, go back to that one.
just controlling it now.
Yeah, so it's going to be a darker, it's called Gale Force, it's a darker navy. And where's Melinda? I like the stain better than the Revere pewter. So that's, oh, and you put, that's kind of the lighting idea also.
There's 3 chandeliers that are raised up in the, sorry.
And that's walking into the sanctuary. And there's probably going to be a table, like a round table in the middle of that rug.
Any other questions?
Just from a finance standpoint, I just want to let you people know, our church has been so generous, but I feel like we're a good ways probably from having the money we need to be able to build even phase 1 that you see right here. So there's a lot of things in flux right now, including interest rates when we go to finalize a loan, all those things. But I want to fully support everything that our building committee and our architect and our interior design team are doing to try to use materials that will allow us to get this thing built. We want it to be beautiful, we want it to be functional, but we need to recognize that we're going to need to budget. Okay, I'm just laying it out there for people. So if you can, you know, Wesley's message today was wonderful about thinking about leaving a legacy for generations to come. When you're thinking about what you can donate, we are going to have a capital campaign coming up. But as we see what's being recommended for our building, I just want you to be thinking about building something that we can afford so that we can get in this thing as soon as we can. So I'm here to answer any questions. I'm happy to share finances with any of you at any time. But I guess those are my quick comments. No, that's coming. I don't have a pledge card, but it is coming. So be checking your finances out. Okay, that's all.
I've been involved in contracting work, architectural work, and things like that. From the house person responsible for the projects, whether it was a state job or a church, and the experience is not totally responsible. The experience I have is that there are times when the contractors don't do the work in accordance to as how it should be done. Who is going to be responsible for holding the contractors to them?
So we, with Melanie and I, have put together, and we're working on a specification book, so that there shouldn't be any question when they bid out, or they know exactly what each detail and every element is. And before they put it in, they put a submittal to me, and I have to approve what goes in before anything is put in. So, and then I will come and visit at intervals throughout the project to make sure that they actually did what the submittal said that it was. So there's 3 checks and balances that they know every detail is specified, so they know what should go in. I review it before it does go in, and then I review it after it goes in to make sure it's all put in. And then the building committee, they're up to date with everything as well. So there's multiple eyes on the project throughout to make sure that what we say is going to be done is actually what actually gets put in.
Do the contractors know that they will be held accountable from the point of not being paid their last pay if the work is not right?
That's set up in the bid proposal that we sent out so that they know how the payment schedule will work out, and that they won't get paid until it's been reviewed and there's been a walkthrough at each interval before payment.
Thank you.
Aye. Yep, twice what you think it should be. I think the lull is everyone's hungry. So if there's no other questions, can I pray for us? Come, Holy Spirit. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for the wisdom that you have brought to the table. Thank you as you continue to lead and to guide. In the midst of our hurriedness, wanting things to be done, we bow before you in your timeline. We ask that you will go before the fire marshal and the contractors, that your Spirit is preparing each step along the way. You will open those doors wide where you want us to walk forward. You will close those relationships that aren't meant to be, so that we are continuing to aligning this entire project in your will. And I just want to thank you, God, for the opportunity to listen to how you're working in my life, and you've used this church to direct my future and my purpose. You provided for me and you provided for this church. You've done it again and again and again. And we know that you'll continue to do it from now on.